Well, millions of Americans watched in shock as Brian Kilmeade and Senator Scott Brown valiantly tried to fix a flat tire.
Oh, wait a second.
Okay. No, you don't. You got to raise it a little bit first.
These guys right now happen to be helping someone who's in distress. This is what a man does, not just a male.
I love it.
Whoa, watch it, Brian. I had a lot of Twitter followers basically say that Elisabeth can do it better than both of us.
Well, don't be too hard on them, as it looks like these men are not alone. Research shows more than half of all women in the United States have never attempted to change a tire. That'd be me included in that statistic. But I'm thankful that Patrice Banks is here to teach us how. She's the founder of Girls Auto Clinic and author of the Girls Auto Clinic Glove Box Guide. And we're so thankful that you are here right now.
Thank you.
So I was out here when the guys gave it a try. Yes. And though I was chuckling on the side, I was sort of afraid because I don't know what I'm doing either.
Okay.
And neither do half of the women in this country. So you're here to fix that problem.
Yes, I am.
You're also going to introduce us to these major players in the game of tire changing that we should know exist. I know what one of them is. It's an extra tire.
Right, a spare tire, we call that, yes.
Spare. Got it. And then what's this?
This is your jack, which is going to lift the car so you can get the tire off.
Where do you buy a jack?
It comes with the car. So all these three things will come with every single car, and they are the tools that you use when you have a flat tire and it needs to be changed. So you have the spare tire, you have a jack, and you have what's called a tire iron or a lug wrench. And these come with the car. Every car should have these. You need to check these too if you buy a used car and they don't have them in there.
What's this?
This is some extra things that are going to help you to change a tire. This is a piece of pipe, 1-inch pipe. It's going to help you with loosening those lug nuts because they can be stubborn and really hard. That's usually the hardest part of changing a tire. And I'll show you how to use these in a minute.
Maybe some gloves.
You need some gloves, ladies, if you want to keep your hands clean, maybe not break a nail. Gloves are useful. And a mat. We have one mat, but you could also, if you don't have a mat, use one of these mats. Your floor mats in the car will be helpful. You're going to get down on the ground. If you don't want to get dirty, use a mat.
Patrice, tire goes out. You're on the road. You say get the hazards on. I see those already
Pull over till it's really safe. You want to be on flat ground. You want your emergency or e-brake on. And the hazard lights on, okay?
Emergency brake was one thing we learned in the last class. That needed to be on.
Yes, emergency brake on.
It is on now.
Yes, the emergency brake's on, hazards are on, so you're safe.
Okay, so tell me what to do here.
So the first thing you want to do is to find your lift point. If you do not know where that is, it's in your owner's manual. So your lift point is usually behind the front wheel or in front of the rear wheel, and sometimes there's a little arrow there to show you. Right? You want to position the jack, and this one's already been kind of lifted, so we can do this faster. But you want to position the jack underneath the car, and you want to lift it up a little bit to get a little weight off the car initially. But don't lift the tire up entirely because you need to get those lug nuts off, and it's not going to loosen up if the tire's off the ground. The tire's just going to spin.
So once this is lifted into that safe position, that's not too high and not too low, where do you go from here?
Then you grab your tire iron, right? And this is where it gets a little bit tough.
Okay,
so sure. So here we have the tire iron in the socket, and I like to explain this as like the square hole and the square peg. The hexagon hole and the hexagon peg. You want to make sure it's on, come all the way on. Remember, lefty loosey, righty tighty, right? So, or counterclockwise, and you really have to yank on this. And you see how hard it is to do that?
Hard.
Here's a trick, ladies. All right,
This goes this way.
Yeah. Push down.
Well, that's hard.
Yeah. So and you have to really put some muscle into it.
Can I use my heel?
Use your foot. Can you use your foot? Push it down.
It's not going, Patrice. This is where I'm calling for help. Okay,
so let me show you an easy way to do this without having to struggle. You can use your foot like this and put all your weight on it.
I love that she does this in her red
Just
heels,
like that.
by the way.
Or use this piece of pipe. It's going to give you extra leverage. You slide it on here on your handle, and you can do this.
Oh, look at that.
Now
that
try
made a huge difference.
Now try it.
Did you loosen up for me? Or is that just all the pipe?
No, that was the one that's not been loosened. You want to try another one?
All right, so once we get these off, we pop this.
So you loosen all of them. Don't take them off. Just loosen them till they're broken.
Okay.
Then you want to jack up the car.
Hold that thought right there. So we're going to jack up the car, whatever that means. And Patrice and I are going to stay out here. Patrice Banks is going to teach me how to do this.